If you're into action RPGs, 2026 is looking pretty stacked. A lot of new games are on the way, with everything from big open worlds to smaller, more focused experiences. In this video, I'm going through 25 upcoming action RPGs coming in 2026, talking about what each one is and why it might be worth your time. Let's get into it. Control Resonant is Remedy Entertainment's bold sequel to their 2019 hit, shifting the spotlight from Jesse Faden to her troubled younger brother Dylan 7 years after the events of the first game. Set in a paranormally warped Manhattan rather than the oldest house, the story unfolds as the Hiss escapes containment, twisting skyscrapers and streets into surreal battlegrounds. Dylan, armed with new abilities and a shape-shifting melee weapon called the Aberrant, must confront cosmic threats while searching for his sister, who may have gone rogue. Unlike its predecessor's shooter focus, Resonant leans into action RPG systems, offering open-ended exploration, moral choices, and deeper progression. Remedy promises a cinematic expansion of its connected universe, co-produced with Annapurna Pictures, aiming for release in 2026 across PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Mac. And yes, Manhattan may be collapsing under supernatural forces, but at least the rent finally matches the vibe. Onimusha, Way of the Sword is Capcom's long-awaited revival of the legendary samurai series, arriving in 2026 as the first new mainline entry since 2006's Dawn of Dreams. Directed by Satoru Nihei and powered by the RE engine, the game follows Miyamoto Musashi, modeled after actor Toshiro Mifune, through a dark fantasy version of Kyoto during the Edo period, where rival swordsmen, demons, and supernatural horrors collide. Gameplay blends cinematic exploration with hack-and-slash combat, emphasizing Musashi's mastery of the blade and mystical powers as he confronts both human and demonic foes. The narrative promises a mix of historical authenticity and mythic spectacle, immersing players in a world of honor, betrayal, and relentless battles. And yes, Musashi may be the greatest swordsman in history, but even he probably wishes demons came with an off switch. With Capcom's modern technology and storytelling ambition, Way of the Sword is poised to reforge Onimusha's legacy for a new generation.
I don't have time for these stupid games!
I'm terribly sorry.
Mortal Shell 2 is coming in 2026, and honestly, it looks like the sequel Souls-like fans have been waiting for. Developed again by Cold Symmetry and published by PlayStack, it's taking everything brutal and atmospheric from the first game and cranking it up. This time you step into the role of the Harbinger, tasked with reclaiming the stolen ova of Undermeether from grotesque, nightmarish creatures, and the vibe is pure dark fantasy horror. The reveal trailer already showed off massive bosses, twisted environments, and a heavy metal soundtrack that perfectly matches the gory combat. Expect the same unforgiving gameplay loop, precise dodges, punishing parries, and that tense feeling of one wrong move and you're done, but layered with deeper lore and more varied shells to inhabit. Honestly, it looks like one of those games where you'll be muttering, "Bro, I hate this boss, but I love this game," while still diving back in because the mix of despair, challenge, and atmosphere is just too addictive to resist. Light No Fire is one of those games that makes you go, "Bro, this might actually change how we think about open worlds." Coming from Hello Games, the studio behind No Man's Sky, it's set on a fantasy planet literally the size of Earth, meaning you can climb mountains, cross oceans, and explore entire continents without hitting invisible walls. The vibe is survival meets RPG, so you're not just wandering, you're building, crafting, fighting enemies, and shaping your own story in a living, procedurally generated world. The devs are promising co-op play too, so you can team up with friends to tackle biomes, uncover secrets, and survive together. What's wild is the scale. It's not just big map hype, it's a planet-sized sandbox where every adventure feels unique. Honestly, it looks like one of those games where you'll be muttering, "Bro, I just climbed Everest and fought a dragon at the top," while still grinning because the freedom is so ridiculous. Fatekeeper is THQ Nordic's upcoming first-person sword and sorcery RPG, a handcrafted fantasy adventure where ruins whisper of past cataclysms and players wield both steel and sorcery to shape their destiny. Set in a world of crumbling sanctuaries, vast caverns, and forgotten battlegrounds, the game emphasizes exploration, lore, and choices that define who you become. Combat blends melee and magic with foes that demand tactical mastery, while physics-driven encounters recall the chaotic fun of Dark Messiah of might and magic. Yes, you can shove enemies off cliffs, proving gravity is the most reliable spell in your arsenal. The narrative promises a focused yet expansive journey, rewarding curiosity with relics and secrets hidden across Pywell's landscapes. With its gritty tone, dynamic battles, and spell-slinging druid protagonist, Fatekeeper aims to deliver a grounded but exhilarating fantasy experience that balances cinematic storytelling with player agency. Gothic 1 Remake is basically the return of a cult classic RPG that defined the early 2000s, rebuilt from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5 by Alchemia Interactive and published by THQ Nordic. Launching in early 2026 on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, it throws you back into the Valley of Mines, a brutal prison colony where survival means picking sides, earning respect, and clawing your way up from nothing. The devs are promising a faithful recreation of the original's gritty vibe, but with modern combat, cinematic storytelling, and a dynamic open world that reacts to your choices. You'll still be that nameless hero, but now every fight, every faction alliance, and every decision looks and feels way more visceral thanks to next-gen visuals and updated mechanics. Honestly, it's shaping up to be one of those games where you'll be muttering, "Bro, I can't believe they actually pulled this off," while grinning ear to ear, because Gothic's legendary atmosphere is finally getting the remake treatment fans have been begging for.
Might dismiss their culture as primitive, but it would be prudent to study them carefully. Maybe the key to all of this lies buried deep under their sanctuaries. I cannot unravel these mysteries all alone. I need allies. Allies who look out for more than their own survival. Allies who accomplish things you might have considered impossible. Allies I will meet soon enough.
Tides of Annihilation is Eclipse Glow Games' sweeping Arthurian-inspired action-adventure scheduled for release in 2026, and it casts players as Gwendolyn, the lone survivor of a catastrophic otherworldly invasion that fractured London. Her journey spans the ruins of modern-day London and the mystical realm of Avalon, where she must seek the Holy Grail to save her sister, restore the world, and exact vengeance on demigods who rule with cruel dominion. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the game promises cinematic storytelling, fluid combat, and richly detailed environments that merge myth and modernity. The narrative blends personal tragedy with epic legend, weaving puzzles, exploration, and battles against towering foes into a tale of survival and destiny. And yes, fighting demigods sounds terrifying, but at least you don't have to explain to King Arthur why you accidentally dropped Excalibur in the Thames. With its fusion of mythic grandeur, modern setting, and emotional stakes, Tides of Annihilation is shaping up to be one of 2026's most intriguing fantasy adventures.
My quarrel lies not with you, but I will take back everything that belongs to me.
Atomic Heart 2 is Mundfish's ambitious sequel to their surreal Soviet dystopia, announced at Summer Game Fest 2025 and set for release in 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. Continuing Major P3's journey, the game expands beyond Facility 3826 into a global stage where retrofuturistic aesthetics collide with collapsing societies and rogue robotics. Players can expect deeper RPG systems, skill upgrades, and expanded weapon customization, all wrapped in the studio's signature blend of eerie atmosphere and explosive combat. The narrative promises a broader exploration of alternate history, with humanity's survival hanging in the balance as mechanical nightmares spread worldwide. And yes, the robots are still terrifying, though at least they don't complain when you forget to oil them, unlike your car. With Mundfish promising more freedom, moral dilemmas, and cinematic flair, Atomic Heart 2 aims to elevate its predecessor's cult reputation into blockbuster territory. Clockwork Revolution is an ambitious steampunk-inspired first-person RPG from InXile Entertainment, blending the atmospheric flair of BioShock Infinite with the systemic depth of Fallout 4. Set in the sprawling metropolis of Avalon, a city ruled by rigid hierarchies and industrial opulence, players step into the role of a rebel who discovers the ability to manipulate time itself. This mechanic allows you to travel into the past, altering pivotal events that ripple forward with butterfly effect consequences, reshaping Avalon's present in unpredictable ways. The game emphasizes player agency through a robust character creator, branching dialogue trees, and extensive weapon customization, ensuring every playthrough feels distinct. Its world is richly reactive, with NPCs, environments, and even entire factions evolving based on your choices, while its narrative explores themes of power, rebellion, and the moral weight of rewriting history. Visually, the game leans into ornate steampunk aesthetics, towering brass machinery, neon-lit streets, and eccentric automatons, creating a cinematic playground for exploration and combat. With InXile promising deep RPG systems, emergent storytelling, and Game Pass availability, Clockwork Revolution is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated titles in the genre. It is scheduled to release in the near future for Xbox Series X and S, PC, Steam, Xbox Cloud Gaming, and Game Pass, though no exact date has yet been confirmed.
Oh no. What did I do?
Any last words before my friend puts one in your scalp?
Surfpunk is an upcoming indie action RPG from Double Stallion Games that fuses the adrenaline rush of surfing with the chaotic thrill of hack-and-slash combat, set in a vibrant, anime-inspired tropical world where technology and nature collide. Players take on the role of raiders, shredding across flooded ruins on jet-powered rush boards while scavenging ancient tech, battling swarms of bizarre monsters, and uncovering hidden treasures in a cooperative PvE extraction-style experience. The game emphasizes teamwork, allowing up to 4 players to coordinate daring runs, strategize against overwhelming odds, and escape with loot that enhances progression. Its design philosophy blends high-energy traversal with RPG depth, offering weapon upgrades, character customization, and evolving missions that keep each session fresh. The world of Surfpunk is colorful yet dangerous, filled with radical landscapes, futuristic ruins, and a soundtrack that matches its punk surf aesthetic. With its unique mix of surfing mechanics, action RPG systems, and co-op extraction gameplay, Surfpunk is positioning itself as one of the most distinctive indie titles on the horizon. Surfpunk is currently in development with no confirmed release date, but it has been announced for PC platforms. Alabaster Dawn is the next ambitious project from Radical Fish Games, the acclaimed studio behind Crosscode, and it plunges players into the shattered world of Tyrannsol, a land consumed by darkness after the gods vanished under the shadow of Nyx. You play as Juno, the outcast chosen, burdened with restoring life to a dying realm by unraveling mysteries, battling corrupted foes, and awakening humanity from its slumber. The game blends 2.5D action RPG mechanics with fast-paced real-time combat, offering fluid movement, combo-driven attacks, and deep customization that rewards experimentation. Its narrative is steeped in mythological intrigue, exploring themes of exile, divine absence, and the fragile hope of salvation, while its environments range from ruined temples to surreal dreamscapes, each filled with secrets and lore. Radical Fish emphasizes player choice and exploration, promising branching paths, hidden quests, and a reactive world that evolves as Juno's journey unfolds. With a demo already available on Steam showcasing its polished visuals and combat systems, anticipation is high among fans eager to see how the studio expands on its reputation for tight gameplay and emotional storytelling. Alabaster Dawn is currently in development, with its release date still TBD, but it has been confirmed for PC, Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch. Queen's Domain is a retro fantasy first-person action RPG developed by Freshly Baked Games and published by Future Friends Games, drawing heavy inspiration from FromSoftware's King's Field series while carving out its own identity with a mix of exploration, stamina-based combat, and atmospheric storytelling. Set on the mysterious Isle of Gothic, players arrive in search of their missing father only to uncover the island's sinister secrets, battling through labyrinthine dungeons, cursed landscapes, and a wide array of enemies. Armed with the legendary holy sword Endu, which uniquely allows flight between platforms, adventurers can also discover and upgrade over 50 melee weapons, 20 secondary throwing weapons, and countless hidden relics. Combat emphasizes resource management, with stamina dictating attacks, dodges, and special moves, while encounters range from swarms of monsters to towering bosses. Beyond combat, the game offers mini-games, environmental puzzles, and lore-rich exploration that rewards curiosity. Its retro aesthetic embraces low-poly visuals and dark fantasy atmosphere, appealing to fans of classic RPGs while offering modern refinements. With a free demo already available on Steam, anticipation is building for its full release. Queen's Domain is scheduled to launch in 2026 for PC via Steam. Glaciered is a striking upcoming action-adventure game from Japanese indie studio Snowblind, published by Playism, that transports players 65 million years into the future when Earth's surface has frozen under the Everwinter, forcing life to thrive beneath vast glaciers. In this hauntingly beautiful underwater world, players embody the Tuai, a species evolved from birds and descended from dinosaurs, tasked with protecting the fragile balance of the Everwinter against hostile forces that threaten its existence. The game emphasizes real-time underwater combat with fluid acrobatic movement and a blend of heat and cold abilities, offering a unique twist on character action gameplay. Combat is designed to feel both graceful and intense, with mechanics reminiscent of Souls-like encounters, but adapted to the freedom of three-dimensional aquatic environments. Beyond fighting, Glaciered promises atmospheric exploration of bioluminescent seascapes, glacier skies, and surreal ecosystems, all rendered with cinematic detail to immerse players in a post-apocalyptic yet thriving oceanic biosphere. Its narrative explores themes of survival, evolution, and the delicate balance between destruction and preservation, while its aesthetic fuses sci-fi grandeur with natural wonder. With a demo already available on Steam and strong anticipation from fans of experimental RPGs, Glaciered is scheduled to release in 2026 for PC via Steam, with additional versions planned for Nintendo Switch 2 later.
What is that?
Scavland is a hardcore, top-down pixel art survival RPG developed and published by No Shadow, immersing players in a brutal post-apocalyptic Soviet-era wasteland where every decision could mean life or death. The world is ravaged by war and plagued by a deadly mist, forcing survivors to scavenge for scarce resources, take on perilous jobs, and seek refuge in hostile settlements where trust is rare and danger is constant. Gameplay emphasizes tactical combat, stamina management, and inventory strategy, with players navigating isometric environments filled with enemies, traps, and environmental hazards. The retro pixel aesthetic belies its depth, offering a mix of exploration, RPG progression, and shooter mechanics that demand careful planning and adaptability. Beyond combat, Scavland incorporates minigames, quests, and faction dynamics, creating a layered experience where alliances and betrayals shape the narrative. Its Cold War-inspired atmosphere and relentless difficulty aim to capture the tension of survival against overwhelming odds, appealing to fans of classic survival sims and modern roguelikes alike. With early access planned to evolve through community feedback, Scavland is scheduled for release in Q1 2026 on PC via Steam Early Access. Key Fairy is a hand-drawn, folkloric bullet hell action-adventure from indie studio Owl Machine, designed as a pacifist twist on the genre where players grapple and dance around monsters rather than destroy them, collecting their shattered stars to weave through surreal landscapes. Set in a Brothers Grimm-inspired forest filled with strange folk, forgotten gods, and ancient magic, the game emphasizes evasion, rhythm, and creative traversal over violence, offering a fresh take on bullet hell mechanics. Its art style is richly stylized, blending retro 2D visuals with atmospheric fantasy elements, while non-linear exploration allows players to uncover hidden paths, secrets, and lore at their own pace. The gameplay loop revolves around mastering the grappling mechanic, which transforms encounters into frenetic dances of survival, demanding precision and creativity. Owl Machine has showcased the title at events like PAX, where its unique mechanics and hand-drawn aesthetic drew attention for their originality and emotional resonance. With themes of pacifism, nature, and surrealism, Key Fairy positions itself as both a challenging and meditative experience, appealing to fans of experimental indie titles and bullet hell enthusiasts alike. Key Fairy is scheduled to release on February 19, 2026 for PC via Steam. Carbon is an upcoming cyberpunk/biopunk action RPG from Hardwired Studios Ltd, designed by industry veterans who felt the sci-fi ARPG genre was underrepresented compared to fantasy-driven titles. Built around a deep progression system, the game features 18 uniquely themed specializations in its passive skill tree, allowing players to craft highly personalized builds that emphasize combat style, exploration, and survival in a dystopian world. Its setting blends neon-lit cyberpunk cities with grotesque biopunk mutations, creating a dark, atmospheric playground where factions, mutants, and augmented humans clash for dominance. Combat is fast-paced and loot-driven, with isometric hack-and-slash mechanics reminiscent of Diablo, but infused with futuristic weaponry, class-based systems, and cooperative PvE modes. Beyond combat, Carbon promises crafting, trading, and factional intrigue, encouraging players to carve their own path to power while navigating a morally complex narrative. The developers have already released a demo and launched a Kickstarter campaign to involve the community in shaping the game's evolution, highlighting their commitment to transparency and player-driven development. With its mix of cyberpunk aesthetics, ARPG depth, and community-focused design, Carbon is currently in development with its release date still to be announced, but it has been confirmed for PC via Steam.
It's full of diverse encounters. Players can enjoy different experiences, each offering meaningful rewards. Explore, fight, and shape your...
Star Vortex is a fast-paced space action RPG developed by Zorg Games and published by Hunted Cow Games, blending the intensity of classic space shooters with the depth of ARPG progression systems. Set in a galaxy where humanity is besieged by alien hordes on multiple fronts, players pilot customizable combat ships, starting from modest frigates and evolving into massive battleships tailored to their playstyle. The game emphasizes freedom of design through a versatile shipyard, allowing countless combinations of weapons, modules, and visual customizations, while progression unfolds across 3 distinct upgrade trees inspired by Diablo 2-style builds. Exploration takes place in procedurally generated sectors filled with elite enemies, bosses, and rare loot, ensuring replayability and constant challenge. Combat is fluid and tactical, requiring players to balance offensive firepower with evasive maneuvers, while salvaging resources to strengthen their mothership and prepare for escalating threats. Narrative elements revolve around locating gateway keys to warn Earth of an imminent galactic catastrophe, weaving urgency into the gameplay loop. With its mix of shipbuilding creativity, ARPG depth, and roguelike replayability, Star Vortex is set to release sometime in 2026 for PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store, with a demo already available on Steam. Besmirch is a grim yet inventive survival horror farming RPG from Gangru Games, published by Two Left Thumbs, that twists the cozy farming sim formula into something far darker. Set in the starving town of Besmirch, players take on the role of the latest farmhand tasked with cultivating crops under constant threat from unholy terrors that emerge at night, while also navigating the paranoia and mistrust of townsfolk ruled by a corrupt baron. By day, you must manage your farm, earn trust, and stave off hunger, but by night, stealth becomes essential as monsters and unwanted visitors stalk the fields, forcing you to balance survival with productivity. The game layers farming mechanics with horror tension, offering overgrown fields, dungeon crawling, and stealth combat alongside social interactions that test loyalty and morality. Its pixel art aesthetic masks a deeply unsettling atmosphere, blending retro visuals with modern survival systems. While choices matter, alliances, betrayals, and faith all shape the town's fate. With mini-games, resource management, and a demo already available on Steam, Besmirch is positioning itself as one of the most unique genre hybrids in the indie scene. Besmirch is scheduled to release on May 11th, 2026 for PC via Steam. Greyskin is a dark, dungeon-crawling action RPG from Green Goo Games that fuses the eerie atmosphere of weird fiction with fast-paced looter-shooter mechanics, offering players a unique blend of mutation-driven progression, roguelite replayability, and handcrafted exploration. You play as one of the merciless rats, navigating a strange, hostile world filled with grotesque monsters, procedural dungeons, and sprawling overworld zones where survival depends on looting, upgrading, and appeasing the mysterious entity known as the Greyskin. Combat is designed to be fluid and punishing, with multiple playable classes, Sharpshooter, Demolisher, Assassin, and Brawler, each offering distinct playstyles that can be further customized through mutations, upgrades, and loot variety. The game emphasizes adaptive strategy, encouraging players to experiment with builds while facing unique bosses, environmental hazards, and non-linear challenges that evolve with each run. Beyond combat, Greyskin integrates a progression hub called Home, where players manage upgrades, prepare for expeditions, and uncover fragments of the world's unsettling lore. Its soundtrack, composed by Toby Weiss, dynamically adapts to gameplay, enhancing immersion in its grim, surreal setting. With official festival showcases and a demo highlighting its evolving design, Greyskin is set to launch soon in early access on PC via Steam, with the full release in 2026. Nioh 3 is the highly anticipated continuation of Team Ninja's brutal samurai action RPG series published by Koei Tecmo, and it promises to push the franchise into even darker, more ambitious territory. Set after the events of the previous games, players step into the role of Tokugawa Takechio, the grandchild of Tokugawa Ieyasu, who must battle yokai, supernatural forces, and rival warlords while ascending to the role of shogun. The game expands on its predecessor's punishing, Souls-like combat with new duel-style stances, open field zones, and deeper yokai transformations, offering more freedom and tactical variety than ever before. Exploration is designed to be more dynamic, with interconnected regions, hidden shrines, and emergent encounters that reward mastery and persistence. Narrative depth is enhanced through cinematic storytelling, directed by Shinji Higuchi, weaving Japanese folklore with historical drama to create a mythic retelling of Japan's Sengoku era. Fans can expect refined weapon systems, expanded skill trees, and cooperative multiplayer modes that heighten replayability, while the visual presentation leverages Team Ninja's new Katana engine to deliver stunning detail and fluid performance. With its blend of punishing combat, mythological intrigue, and historical authenticity, Nioh 3 is scheduled to release on February 6, 2026 for PlayStation 5 and Windows PC via Steam. Blood of Dawnwalker is the debut dark fantasy action RPG from Rebel Wolves, a studio formed by ex-CD Projekt Red developers, and it plunges players into the cursed land of Vale Sangora, a mysterious region of the Carpathian Mountains where vampires rule over humanity after saving them from plague with their blood. You play as Cohen, a Dawnwalker bound to a dual existence, human by day and vampire by night, forced to navigate a narrative sandbox that unfolds across 30 days and 30 nights, where every choice shapes the fate of your family and the valley itself. The game emphasizes moral ambiguity, letting players lean into either their human or vampiric nature, with branching quests, factional intrigue, and a richly reactive open world. Combat blends visceral melee with supernatural powers, while exploration reveals hidden histories, cursed ruins, and dynamic encounters that evolve with time. Its cinematic presentation, powered by Unreal Engine 5, highlights Gothic architecture, solar eclipses, and haunting atmospheres, while the story explores themes of survival, corruption, and identity. With Bandai Namco publishing and a demo already showcased, anticipation is high for this ambitious RPG. Blood of Dawnwalker is scheduled to release in 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there, watching, seeping into you, growing.
Soulframe is the upcoming fantasy MMORPG from Digital Extremes, the creators of Warframe, and it shifts away from the sci-fi setting of its predecessor to embrace a lush, nature-driven world steeped in themes of restoration, redemption, and environmental conflict. Unlike Warframe's fast-paced gunplay, Soulframe emphasizes slower, more deliberate melee combat inspired by Souls-like titles, with a focus on stamina management, tactical positioning, and weapon mastery. Players take on the role of envoys, warriors bound to the natural order, tasked with battling corruption and forging bonds with mystical creatures across a sprawling open world. Exploration is central, with procedurally generated dungeons, dynamic ecosystems, and evolving storylines that react to player choices, while the game's narrative highlights humanity's relationship with nature and the consequences of exploitation. Digital Extremes has showcased gameplay demos at TennoCon, revealing cinematic boss fights, cooperative play, and a unique Preludes pre-alpha system that allows fans to experience evolving updates before launch. With its blend of mythic storytelling, immersive combat, and community-driven development, Soulframe is currently in closed pre-alpha testing, with its full release tentatively targeted for 2026 on PC, though no exact date has been confirmed.
Like the wind.
Phantom Blade Zero is an upcoming dark martial arts action RPG from Chinese developer S-Game, blending the elegance of wuxia-inspired combat with the punishing intensity of Souls-like design. Players step into the role of Soul, an elite assassin cursed with only 66 days to live, navigating a bleak, cinematic world where steampunk machinery collides with ancient kung fu traditions. The game emphasizes lightning-fast hack-and-slash combat, reactive parries, and fluid combos, designed to feel both brutal and graceful, while its narrative explores themes of mortality, loyalty, and betrayal. Environments range from mist-shrouded forests and ruined temples to neon-lit cyberpunk districts, each crafted with a close cinematic camera that heightens immersion. Phantom Blade Zero also promises branching storylines, cinematic cutscenes, and encounters with grotesque bosses that test both skill and patience. Its art direction fuses cyberpunk grit with classical Chinese aesthetics, creating a unique visual identity that sets it apart from other action RPGs. With strong comparisons to Sekiro, Wolong, and Nioh, it has quickly become one of the most anticipated titles in the genre. Phantom Blade Zero is scheduled to release on September 9th, 2026 for PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam.
Failed once, they won't fail again.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade.
But we
Keeper of your spirit!
Phantom is movement, striking from where none expect. Blade is breath. We channel it into steel, turning any blade into a divine weapon. When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy stands.
Who are you?
Darksiders 4 is the long-awaited continuation of THQ Nordic's apocalyptic action-adventure saga, developed by Gunfire Games, and it promises to finally unite the narrative threads of the Four Horsemen. Building on the franchise's signature blend of hack-and-slash combat, puzzle-solving, and exploration, the game introduces cinematic, fast-paced battles that combine melee brutality, supernatural abilities, and fluid traversal across a richly detailed post-apocalyptic world. The story picks up directly after the events of the original Darksiders, continuing the saga of the Horsemen as they confront new cosmic threats while unraveling deeper lore about the Charred Council and the balance between heaven, hell, and earth. Each Horseman will feature unique weapons and combat styles, offering varied gameplay experiences, while environments are designed to be more expansive and reactive, filled with secrets, dungeons, and lore-heavy encounters. Fans can expect a darker tone, refined RPG systems, and cooperative elements that expand the series' scope beyond its predecessors. With the teaser trailer revealed at THQ Nordic's 2025 showcase, anticipation is high as the franchise finally returns after years of silence. Darksiders 4 is currently in development and confirmed for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, though no official release date has yet been announced, but it is expected sometime in 2026. God's Death and Reapers is the official title of Wolcen Studios' ambitious PvPvE extraction RPG, formerly known as Project Pantheon, and it thrusts players into a mythological world where divine powers have collapsed, leaving mortals and reapers to battle for survival across brutal, godless landscapes. Designed as a hybrid of hack-and-slash ARPG combat and high-stakes extraction mechanics, the game challenges players to dive into hostile zones, fight through hordes of enemies and rival players, and escape with loot that fuels progression. Combat is isometric and visceral, drawing on Wolcen's expertise from Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, but layered with cooperative and competitive elements that make every run unpredictable. Thematically, it explores the tension between gods, death, and humanity's struggle for power, with environments inspired by mythological ruins, corrupted temples, and surreal battlefields. Players can expect deep customization, loot-driven builds, and evolving seasonal content, while ongoing closed alpha tests have already showcased its blend of ARPG depth and extraction intensity. With strong showings at Gamescom Asia and the PC Gaming Show, anticipation is rising for its entry into the competitive extraction RPG space. God's Death and Reapers is scheduled to enter early access in 2026 for PC via Steam, with closed alpha playtests already underway. So yeah, those are 25 upcoming action RPGs coming in 2026. Some of these are already on my radar, and a few could end up being real surprises. Let me know in the comments which one you're most excited about, or if I missed any that deserve a shout. If you enjoyed the video, a like really helps, and subscribing means you won't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.